Lit. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Benny Martin, and we are here tonight to talk about gut health. So, welcome. And we are going to be recording this call, so please share with others. So, tonight we are going to be talking about a phenomenal product called Enrich. This is an amazing product and a health hack. So, we're going to start with a little experiment. I'm going to talk a little bit about gut health. Throw in the comments what you think of when you hear gut health. So I'm going to do a little experiment here, and we're going to talk a little bit about gut health, and then we have some amazing people who are going to share their experience with this product. So this is called Enrich. It is a full spectrum digestive enzyme. It has 11 different enzymes in here. It's going to help break down your carbs, your fats, your proteins, all the different things. And then it also has a stabilized pre and probiotic in it. So it's going to help with your gut health. The other thing I love about the stabilized pre and probiotic is that you can have this anywhere, in your purse, in your car, on your kitchen counter, and you can take it before you eat. So we're going to do a little demo of just how this works. So I take Enrich before I eat, usually while I'm prepping my lunch or dinner. So usually 5 minutes before. If I forget, I take it while or just after I eat. If I'm having any digestive issues, I take it right away. And you can also break the capsule open for immediate relief. I also give this to my child. I know people who give this to their pets. I love that it's all natural. So we need digestive enzymes to process our food. It's going to help break down the nutrients, so you're getting all the nutrients from your food. So I actually, before we do the demo, I'm going to show you, I have a perfect example right here of living enzymes. So when we think about enzymes, we need live enzymes to break down cooked and processed food. So throw in the comments what you guys are having for dinner tonight. This is actually pizza that's 2 days old. So when you think about a cooked or processed food like pizza, it sits on your counter. It's going to get harder, but it's going to pretty much stay the same. Whereas this apple here is full of live enzymes. And I don't know how closely you can see this apple, but it's been sitting on my counter, and I tried to pick the stem off and it is coming apart. So this is live digestive enzymes, which are in the Enrich. So we're going to do a little demo on a pudding here. And then we're going to kind of get going on how it's working for people, because that's really what we want to hear. All right, this obviously pudding is highly processed, but it's great for the demo. We're going to break one capsule in here and give it a stir so you guys can see with your own eyes what it's going to do for your digestion. So we'll pop that in here, give it a little stir. And while we're doing this, I'll just talk a little bit about gut health. So we've all heard of the gut-brain connection. So your gut is your second brain, and it is responsible for all different things. It is the cornerstone of your health. So when we say health hack, taking digestive enzymes before you eat is a really easy way to improve your overall health. We now know so much more about gut health in terms of what it can do for us, our digestion, our moods, our hormone health, and you're going to hear all different things about this tonight. While this is breaking down, we'll just, we usually take it about 5 minutes before we eat. I'm going to have my first person come on and share how Enrich has influenced your life. Grace, do you want to jump on?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Enrich is my absolute favorite product of all the things. It's the one I came for the glow, but stayed for the Enrich. And when I first started Trinot, I was using it for cyclical vomiting, something I struggled with, which was mostly stress related. And so I started taking a couple capsules before bedtime and eased my issues right away. And then a couple months into my Trinot journey, I fortunately got pregnant with my second baby and started having heartburn, which I had never ever had in my entire life. Didn't even know what that sensation was. And it has helped me exponentially. It's something I have to have on hand. It's the one thing I have 4 bottles of at all times. I do not go far without it. It's helped for my heartburn, it's helped for my bloating, just like general digestion. And recently we've started also sharing it with my toddler, who we call it is magic belly juice. And when he eats a little too much or eats some processed food that don't agree with him, that's our go-to, or if he's having any bowel issues. And it's so awesome to have that in my medicine cabinet. My mother-in-law asked me this weekend, like, is it safe to have in his bag? And I'm like, absolutely. It's not going to hurt him if he grabs the capsule. And so we just mix it in some juice, and just very happy that it's something I have on hand at all times, and something that's been so beneficial to me, to my clients, to my child. And yeah, so very thankful. Very thankful.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that it has helped you in a variety of different ways. It's helped you. It's helped you through your pregnancy as well as with your kiddos. In our house, we call it the magic juice. So if Mav is having a sore tummy, for example, eating too much pizza or some things like that, I just shake it up in juice as well. And it is magic for kids. So while you were talking, the digestive enzymes have done their work here. I'm going to bring it as close as I can to my computer without spilling it. But you're going to see just how that broke it down. You ready? Check that out. Now, it's not going to come out that way, but it's just really showing you how much the Enrich helps break down that processed food. So when you think of this pizza, how many people do you know in your life? I'm one of them who struggle with pizza, whether it's lactose or gluten. I can now eat pizza with my son and not have a tummy ache, which is amazing. Okay, because pizza is yummy. There we go. One more time. Okay, we're going to have our next person come on and share. I love this one. Jen, are you there?
I am here. Thanks, Benny. So I'm Jen, and I had grown up with no problems eating dairy. And about 10 years ago, I developed asthma-like symptoms anytime I had dairy. So I wouldn't be able to breathe the moment it touched my lips. And having grown up eating ice cream and cheese and all those good things, suddenly not being able to do that was very life-changing for sure, but not in a good way. So a friend of mine introduced me to Enrich, and I had tried other probiotics and things like that to try to help fix my gut health, and nothing seemed to work until I tried the Enrich. So I had 1 capsule before I had dinner the first day, and then I had a bite of cheesecake because I was at my sister's and she was having cheesecake, and I love cheesecake. So I was like, okay, well, if anything, it'll just really make it hard to breathe. And like I had inhalers and everything like that, and they were all on standby. And it took an hour from that first capsule and that bite of cheesecake, an hour before the symptoms showed up. Whereas prior, it was minutes or seconds even, really. So that was huge. So then I thought, okay, if that works that fast, and like it delays it, what if I took it again for breakfast, lunch, and dinner the next day? And then after dinner, I took the kids out to Dairy Queen, and who can resist the little blizzards? So I had a little mini blizzard. I ate the entire thing and not a single symptom at all. And to me, that was amazing, because before I would have to be rushing to the hospital because I couldn't breathe. So I am 100% sold on Enrich. It's my favorite product. And like Benny says, it's in the car, it's in my purse, it's like everywhere. And my kiddos use it as well. So that's my favorite.
Oh my gosh. I love that so much. And what I love about sharing our testimonies, it was actually when I heard Jen share about her dairy that I thought to myself, well, I've struggled with gluten since my 20s. So one of the things that happens in our bodies is we produce fewer enzymes as we get older, but also we can be hard on our bodies. So there could be other factors that factor in. So I was on antibiotics quite a few times in my 20s. And after that, I could not tolerate gluten. And now I can eat pizza. So it was Jen sharing that had me make the connection for my gluten. And then we're going to hear next from Trent. So my favorite product was the Glow. I started using the Enrich later in my journey. But when I heard about Enrich, I thought of my love, Trent. So will you come on and share your story?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Benny. And like Grace, I stayed for the Enrich, but I actually came for the Enrich as well. So, and Jen, I love how you say you've got it everywhere. I've got it in my desk at work. I've got it in my car. I've got it in my backpack. I've got it like in my cupboard in my bathroom, everywhere. So what I've got or had is heartburn. And I couldn't eat anything without having heartburn. And maybe I have gluten intolerances and dairy, but I didn't care because I love food. So I think Benny heard about this helping people when she started taking the collagen, and she's like, you should try this. So I tried it and it was doing really awesome. And then like, I think it was 2 weeks in, Benny, you can confirm with that, but we were having a steak dinner with wine, which was a huge trigger me. Like red meat and wine is like heartburn central. That and pasta. And anyway, so I'm was a chronic Tums user or Gaviscon. And after dinner, Benny said, well, you haven't, how come you're not going to the bathroom for your Tums? Because like you haven't been doing that lately. And I said, yeah, well, that's true. And I noticed that I hadn't had heartburn. And that was, I think it was like August or September in like a year and a half ago. And I haven't had heartburn more than like 3 times in that time. And that's because I wasn't consistent with my Enrich, to be honest. So for me, like it got rid of it. Like I haven't had heartburn in a year and a half, and it's just amazing. Like I don't know if any of you have had heartburn, but like when you go to bed and you've got an upset stomach, as soon as you lie down, it all goes up and it's impossible to sleep. So it's been amazing. And then another thing that it's helped with is, and I've been taking it before bed at night recently because I've been on a kind of a weight loss journey. When I first started taking this, I lost about between 5 and 10 pounds just from getting rid of all the junk that's in your body over the years. So it's just, I never leave home without it, and I will never not have this product.
And it has made a huge difference in our ability to eat different foods together on date nights. But also when
Yes.
you have a loved one, if you can think of somebody that you hear of tonight, that's what I did. I went to Trent and said, here is Enrich. Please try this. And I think I actually noticed first because I used to tease him that Tums and Pepto-Bismol were your dessert.
They
So
were.
he would just get up right after dinner and I knew he was going to get Tums or Pepto-Bismol. And that is how I noticed he didn't get up right away from dinner. And then I also have to share, we have Emergency Enrich everywhere. So I have little containers of it. And I was skiing on the mountain with my son last weekend and I had a big bowl of chili and then I was going tubing. And I just felt not great after a bowl of chili. And so I ran to the car because I had left my bag of my Tronut products in the Airbnb, but I have Emergency Enrich everywhere. So I took the Enrich and I felt so much better. Okay, next up we have Leslie.
Hi, everybody. Okay, I love hearing all these stories because there's going to be crossover and then everybody has their own individual experience too, which is so good. So my crossover with Trent is that, yeah, I used to have some heartburn, not chronic, I wouldn't say, but when I got it, it was really bad. And one of the things I notice when I take Enrich, or one of the things I use Enrich for, and it happened the other night, just out of the blue, random, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, heartburn city, and I couldn't figure out why. But I got up and you can take it sort of immediately. So I open the capsule. I do this if I ever get heartburn. I open it directly in water, a little bit of water, just take it down and I go straight back to sleep and nothing left from that. So, and that would be like chewing a Tums in the middle of the night before, which it's like bad for my teeth, all chalky, full of all these other fillers and terrible things. And I just love that I can get up and just sort of have a little bit of water and do that. But for me, the main thing about Enrich has been, I mean, I've had 20 years of being really not regular. And like when I told Benny this first time, I was like, I thought it was wild that people could poop every day. Like I was like, that's crazy. That is like too much. That's impossible. Because it had never been anywhere near what I was doing, maybe 3 to 4 days if it's not TMI. So just, and that was normal for me, but it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't easy. And it comes with all of these other things where you have to worry about where you are, what's going on. You never know when it's going to happen. So it just, so the thought of being regular was always something that I knew that you were supposed to sort of aim for. And I tried everything. I did the Metamucil, I did prunes, I did this, I did all the things. It doesn't matter what I eat. I ate no sugar, no flour, lost 50 pounds and still was not going regularly. So everything else in my body was happy, but that was still never happy, which is such a huge sign of our gut health being so important and being so depleted. So it didn't matter whether I had or what I was putting into my body at that point, my gut health was so depleted, it still wasn't able to function properly. So I couldn't believe. So I took the Enrich, much like Benny, I started with the Glow and I was blown away. And Mojo, amazing. And, but the third one, and probably the more like most important, I guess if I had to pick one, is the Enrich, because I took it for 3 days, maybe 4, and immediately was like every day, pretty regular, really easy, super comfortable. And it just seems like I just think if I was out, probably I've been out once or twice and I'm always in like desperate, like I must get some more. And then I start checking all my stash spots too. I'm like in my purse, in my car, everywhere, like anywhere in the house that I might have some extra stuff. So that's my bid for Enrich. It's absolutely changed everything. And I always think there's that piece about really absorbing the nutrients from your food too. I get really frustrated if I like make this really beautiful food and then realize like, oh, I may not even get the nutrients from this. How annoying. I made this beautiful stir fry, this huge salad or whatever. And you're like, I'm not even going to absorb all of that. Forget that. So I love that part of it as well.
I love that. And I know quite a few friends that struggle with low iron, and I am one of those people. And taking the Enrich has helped them so much with increasing their iron levels. Okay, next up we have Stephanie.
Hi, Benny. Thank you. I was listening so intently. I just love these testimonies. I actually relate with a lot of you on here, and especially Leslie. I always thought it was okay to go 2 weeks without going to the bathroom, and I didn't know that that wasn't normal. And my health was just terrible. Well, I was introduced to Enrich. Well, we had gone out to dinner with my brother and sister-in-law, Janine and Mike Davies. And Janine, she was after me to join this. I was like, no, I don't want to take this. So my salad came out, and I've been allergic to cheese, like literally allergic. I cannot eat the stuff since I was a baby. And so there's this mound of cheese on top of my salad. And I look down and I'm like, oh, for crying out loud. So I'm picking away, trying to get this stuff off. Janine looks at me. She goes, you're going to be in so much pain. I'm like, yep. So she pulls out of her purse her emergency supply of Enrich and starts passing it around to the table. She passed it over to everybody there. And I was like, begrudgingly, I was like, okay, fine, I'll take this pill. I don't know what it's going to do, but I'll take it. So fast forward, we're driving home. My daughter calls out from the front of the truck and says, Mom, how's your stomach doing? Now, little side note, when I eat cheese, I bloat so bad and I have like terrible gas. My son-in-law actually used to joke with me and say, Ma, you need to bottle that stuff. It's like rocket fuel. It's quite embarrassing, but we would laugh. I mean, it's like, really, yeah, it was. She goes, Mom, how's your stomach doing? And I was like, fine. And not even thinking about the results, right? And she's like, no bloating, no pain, no gassiness. Well, it was like a light bulb moment went off. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I said, I said to her, you know what? We have to get a hold of your auntie because we have to get this. Now, my daughter used to get car sick right from childhood, right? All the time. So I called up I said to her, you know, how is your stomach doing? Are you feeling like you're going to throw up? And she said, Mom, I haven't thrown up yet. And I don't feel like I'm going to throw up. So I came for the Enrich. I got a hold of Janine and I was like, I need this pill. I need to have this. And she sold me on the Glow. I was like, I don't want the Glow. I want this other stuff. But the biggest thing for me too is how, like Leslie says, you become regular and how good you feel, the weight loss, your skin starts to clear up and look fantastic. It's one of the most amazing products I've ever had the pleasure of using. And I've used a lot of digestive, natural ways for years. And I've never, ever in my life seen anything like this.
Oh my gosh, that's so fantastic. I love hearing all the different stories of how it's helping people. Celine, I see that you're on. Would you like to share?
Sure, I'll share. Totally threw me on the spot. I love it. My name's Celine. And again, like my mom was saying, she kind of paired into that. But before I started with Enrich, I actually couldn't eat. I would be going to the hospital almost every day. I looked like I was 6 to 9 months pregnant. It really depended on my stomach. I couldn't eat anything. I was down to maybe a teaspoon a day. I'd have a teaspoon of something, or I'd try something out of my husband's plate, and instantly my stomach would bloat and I would be running to the bathroom, puking my guts out. I had doctors put me on so many different diets. I had one diet where I couldn't eat gluten, I couldn't eat dairy, I couldn't have any like sparkling water or pop or anything like that. And so I was basically eating soup every day, and I was gaining so much weight. The highest weight I ever got to was 170 pounds, and I'm 5'6". So I got pretty chunky with it, and my body just ached every single day. Stomach was just killing me. So my auntie, of course, we're at the restaurant. She's like passing out the pills, and I'm like, no. It's like, I don't want it. I'm like, I've tried everything. And I was like, this doesn't work. None of this works for me. So finally I was like, okay, fine. I will try a pill. And she's like, well, you need to take 2. And I was like, okay, fine. Just give me the pills. So I took the 2 pills, and yeah, usually I get car sick in the car. I just get nauseous, period. And I got on the Enrich, and stomach pain was gone. I was actually able to finish an entire meal, which is unusual at all. So my husband even said, he was like, babe, he's like, you need to get this product and you need to start taking it. And I've been taking it ever since. And I am now down to 137 pounds. And yeah, I don't want to cry. It's just so exciting.
Oh, I got goosebumps. Thank you for sharing and
Thank you.
for letting me put you on the spot, because everybody has a different story. I have another friend of mine who I've known for years who has a very similar story to yours. She couldn't really eat anything, and she tried the Enrich and messaged me right away. It was pretty amazing. I'm just going to talk for a minute about the quality. So one of the things I love about our products are they're based on whole raw foods, and the proprietary formulas that we have are very unique. So I have another friend who has been watching me take the Enrich as well as Trent, and she was taking a different digestive enzyme and it wasn't working for her. So she messaged me and said, okay, I'm going to try it. Do you have any right now? Because I don't know about anybody else, but when you have something going on that is painful or uncomfortable, sometimes when you're ready right then. So I said, yep, I'll put it out for you. She came and grabbed it texted me that night and she could not believe it was the only thing that had worked for her, and she was taking a different digestive enzyme. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the quality of our products. I know we have lots of other products that we love here. And then we have one more person who's going to share with us, and that's Susan. Welcome, Susan.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm playing mom taxi tonight. Yeah, I love Enrich. When I was younger, I was on a supplement routine, but guess what wasn't part of it was a digestive enzyme. I never really took anything for digestive, like my digestion, but apple cider vinegar, I take a shot of that in the morning and that would be it. And I thought that was fine. And then I got diagnosed with celiac disease. And the first thing my GI doctor told me to do is get on a very good pre and probiotic. So I went shopping, did my research, thought I had the best one. And I was taking it. Didn't really feel a different. I'm still bloated after I ate. I still was on my heartburn medication and all this stuff. But then along came Enrich and it changed my world. I love this stuff. I cannot say enough about it. I am now off my heartburn medication. And again, I mean, we don't promote going off medication, but I just don't have heartburn anymore. And that's something I was diagnosed with an ulcer when I was 16. So me being on some type of chewing Tums or Rolaids or something, it was all part of my life for sure. So I take 1 or 2 before I eat. Sometimes when I've been glutened, I pop 3. And I don't get as sick. I can't say I don't get sick at all, but I don't get as sick. So that's really good. I love how it breaks it down, the food down, so you absorb more nutrients, because I do suffer from, as being celiac, I'm really nutrient deprived for sure. So anyways, I love it. My daughter was going through some issues with her stomach, had her to GI doctors and everything else. They couldn't find anything that was wrong with her. And I started her on Enrich. And since then, she has less stomach issues, less chest pain, things like that she was suffering from. Yeah, so I went to Cuba and I was giving these things out like Tic Tacs. Everybody was in the lounge. I'm like, someone was like, I had dairy, I can't eat dairy. I'm like, oh, here, take some of these. Someone sit down, like, oh, my stomach, I'm hungover. Like, take some of these. So everybody tells that story about me and my Enrich. Like, we went to Florida and I made sure I had three of these because I didn't know I wanted enough on hand and not run out.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I love that. And you bring up a great point, which is, once again, we were talking a little bit about the quality of our products. So I'm gonna mute you there. Okay. Right here on the bottle, it says gluten-free. So I love that Susan was sharing that she is celiac. I'm gluten intolerant. There's lots of different people on the spectrum of food intolerances and sensitivities as well. So I love that our products are gluten-free. That's really important to me. They're also GMP certified. So that's a very high quality certification in a GMP certified facility. They're vegan, as well as no parabens, no fillers, anything like that. So love that. I'm gonna invite Shar on to share and just close off our call tonight.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I love this. I love hearing how similar things are for so many folks, and yet how many unique stories we have in the mix. I am someone who, same thing, it came with my platinum pack that I purchased, and I didn't really think it was something I needed. Basically, I'll be blunt, like my friend Leslie here. I was pooping every day. I have never had trouble in the bathroom. And so I thought this product was not for me. There's your TMI for the night. And though, once I started using it and learning about what the heck I was taking, it really became one of my must-haves. So I struggle with food. My story is a little different. I struggle with food. And so my first thought was, on the days that I'm finally going to eat a healthy meal, I want to get every nutrient out of that meal that I'm supposed to get, right? Like, I struggle to feed myself some days a healthy, well-rounded, balanced diet. And this is something that you can actually open the capsule, like Benny showed earlier on with the demonstration of the pudding. You can actually do that and then take it right on your tongue. And it's a fast acting because it doesn't have to take time to digest the capsule. So it can have really like fast acting time. So my struggles are actually with food addiction and a binge eating disorder that I've just been more and more open with recently. And so I could give an hour of examples literally just in my own life that this has already like worked miracles. But one day I ate a cheese bun in the car. I bought two, one for that day and one for the next day. And then I ate one instead of waiting till I got home to eat it. I had it gone halfway home from the grocery store to home. And because I left the other one in arm's reach, by the time I got home, I had eaten two cheesy buns. So they're like these big fat ones from the superstore with cheese. I don't get them very often because I can't control myself. By the time I was going up the hill, it was sitting like right here inside of me. And if you've ever struggled with addiction, you know, it's sometimes hard to stop doing something that you know you shouldn't do, even if it affects your quality of life. So let's just say, like, I legit couldn't breathe. And I couldn't, like, I was burping up bubbles, which is very yucky to talk about. But if you have ever experienced it, you're going to know. And if you haven't, thank goodness for you. I thought to myself, this is going to be the most embarrassing way to die. Like my gravestone's going to say, she's an idiot. She didn't stop eating cheese bread. And I literally like crawled into the house, it felt like, in slow motion. And I just took two and I opened them and I put them right on my tongue, swished it back with a drink of water. I went from literally incapable of breathing, burping up bubbles, yucky, to being perfectly fine. Not like, ooh, I still feel yucky after, like perfectly fine, as if the entire situation didn't happen. So that was my this shit is real moment. And I have certainly overeaten, you know, a little bit, not to that extreme. That's an extreme example. But if I feel yucky after a meal, like I do take them before my meal, but sometimes you're out, you forget. You know, so many people have said you keep them in your car or your purse, whatever. I'm a very forgetful person. So I often forget to put them in my new purse when I switch to a different purse. Like I kind of have them everywhere and nowhere kind of a person. So I will often take them after the fact. And I actually kind of use it probably improperly, but like as a remedial fix, like this is how I can get this problem fixed. And obviously on the perfect day, I take them ahead of my meal, but every now and then I'll do it that opposite way. And it's so nice to be able to have something to say, you know, I have a need in my system and I have something that can fix it immediately. This is not something that Tums or any number of tummy things could ever possibly touch the level of support that I get from this product. And so I've also given it to my dog when she ate a whole plate of Christmas cookies. I have given it before I even started taking it myself. I purchased it for my mom, who has a dairy allergy, we think, lactose intolerant, something, because that generation just didn't really know about allergies, you know, for a lot of folks who are, you know, 60, 70. And she's just been eating cheese and going to the bathroom her whole life. You know what I mean? Like she just had a sore tummy if you eat cheese, but she loves cheese. So I bought them for her before I even bought them for myself and was like, try these before I even joined as an associate. And my son gets sore tummies. We don't know why. You know, every now and then he gets this sore tummy. And I love that so many people have mentioned their kids. He's 7. Before I even joined, I was like, I know these products are safe because I already use them on my kid now and then. He takes it. He calls it his tummy pill. And within 5 minutes, it's remarkable, like 5-10 minutes. He's okay. He's back up. He's gone playing. He'll sometimes take it or we'll mix it into like a little bit of juice and drink it up. And so like so many people in my family, all these different things, it has become one of the most foundational like items in our kitchen, in our lives. So can not possibly say enough good stuff about this. And the cool thing right now is that there's a sale going on. So if you purchase $100 American, $132 Canadian, you get a free Enrich. So for me, I think, okay, you know what? If you're someone who's already using this, like buy something else that's been on your mind. If you've been trying to think about trying the Mojo, the Zest, the Glow, you know, whatever normal thing you're purchasing, I'll probably get 2 of these just to get another one free. I still haven't done my order for the month. But anyways, this is a remarkable product and it works so well too. You can really like share it with a friend. And I think that really does change someone's life. So, so it's spend $100 US, so $132 Canadian. Get it for free. That's a huge value. And there's 90 in the container, which I think is mentionable because it depends on the person of how long. This often lasts me more than a month because I will take one before a meal. And as I mentioned, you know, personally, I'm not someone who's having 3 perfect meals a day, you know, kind of a thing, right? It's often a really great value for your money. You can get like a month or so out of it. I just think this is one of the most remarkable products that we have. And I'm so glad that the sale is on. So if you're someone who's been watching and thinking about becoming a customer, now's a great time. I am a sucker for a deal. Like, get me something free and I'm a happy camper. If you're thinking about becoming on the associate side of things, like absolutely, this is a great time to try it because having it extra one on hand will help you share it because like so many stories we've heard today, people can get immediate results. Like, you know, if you start taking certain products, it takes a while for it to build up in your system. But you know, we had a cool little story one night. We were doing a little demonstration and this fellow was eating, I think he ate a little piece of pepperoni or something. And you know, he had that heartburn. And so we kind of joke, you know, here, yeah, oh, perfect. Thank you for getting heartburn in the middle of our demonstration. Like, here, you know, take it Enrich. Anyways, like 10 minutes later, he stops the presentation. He's like, my heartburn's gone. That never happens. And it was so cool to see this immediate effect in this, like, you know, if you're from Nova Scotia, like just an old, you know, like happy old Cape Breton guy, like he wasn't, you know, previously into the health world of supplements and vitamins. And he was like, he ended up buying that, signing up for all these different packages because he's like, if this works this well, here's the thing I want to say. If this one works this well, the other products do too. What a perfect reflection of the quality of what we're here talking about all in all overall. So my takeaway is that absolutely, if you haven't ordered yet this month, get ordered, reach out to your associate so we can make sure you get your free promo code to get a free Enrich. Yeah. And just feel that gut health healing. So
Absolutely. And I don't know about you, but if you've heard somebody share tonight about something and you've thought of your mom, your uncle, your best friend, sharing is caring. And as I mentioned, Enrich, when I heard about it, I was like, we're getting this product for Trent. So we have recorded this call and I will send it out, and please get back to the person who invited you or shared the recording. And thank you so much for all the wonderful shares, and have a really good night, everybody. Happy digestion. Bye.
bye.